Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. So I guess we did it. I honestly thought I would be more excited to say those words, but due to the circumstances, this moment isn't as sweet as we hoped it'd be. First, I would like to start by thanking my sisters for stepping up as my guardians, my parents that sadly couldn't be here, the faculty that put up with us, the custodians that cleaned our school, Mr. Stoltz, Dr. Neshba, and the school board for not giving up on our graduation. From the class of 2020, thank you. We were robbed of the last 3 months of our senior year. It's crazy to say those words, but it's true. I know many of us are angry that this isn't the traditional ceremony we all hoped for, but I know we are all thankful that we at least get to experience one. We finally get to accept the diploma we all have worked so hard for these last 13 years. Even though we didn't get to experience everything like classes before us, we still made the best of the time we had together. We will fondly remember the memories we've created from the morning we had the senior sunrise to these very few moments we have left with each other. We started our freshman year of high school strong by starting our class council and funds with the help of Tara Woods and Victor Blanton. Continuing on to our sophomore year, where we came together for our education. Then on to junior year, the most stressful year. We were swamped with work and college applications. It was finally time to figure out our next move. Finally, we became seniors, the year we all have been waiting for, and the glory that came with it. We were all excited about all the fun activities that came with this year. But then, COVID-19 happened. We all here experienced loss of what should have been our prom, our senior week, our prank, our year. Even though our senior year came to an early end, we all made the best of the situation that was presented in front of us. We all came together one last time, thanks to God. He has blessed me today with the opportunity to stand before you all. So before I get off the stage and you forget everything I just said, remember this. When you go out into the big world that awaits us, remember to thank God for what has been, what is, and what will be. Thank you.
It's an honor and privilege to present to you the valedictorian and salutatorian for the Lake Worth High School class of 2020. First, our salutatorian. The salutatorian for the class of 2020 is Miss Crystal Emshoff. Crystal is the daughter of myself and my much better half, Lake Worth High School counselor, Miss Anita Emshoff. In the fall, Crystal will be attending Texas Women's University, where she will pursue a degree in music education and will be a member of the University of North Texas Marching Band. After graduating from TWU, she plans to have a career as a music teacher and a band director. Crystal has been a member of the Bullfrog Marching Band since the 8th grade. She was the section leader her sophomore year and was drum major her junior and senior year. As saxophone player for 4 years, she qualified for state in UIL solo and ensemble. She made the all-region band 3 years and was first cheer both her junior and senior years. Last year, she was selected as an outstanding soloist, selected as one of 2 players out of over 100 soloists. Crystal is a 4-year member of the National Honor Society. Her junior year, she advanced to region in UIL academics, and this year she qualified for state in cross-ex debate. Crystal did all of these things while taking the most rigorous classes offered at Lake Worth High School. She managed to balance countless hours in the band with her advanced classes and graduates second in her class. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the salutatorian for the class of 2020, Ms. Crystal Emshoff.
Thank you so much for introducing me, Daddy. As I stand here today, I cannot help but feel an overwhelming sense of honor and gratitude. But more than those neat feelings, I feel lucky. Throughout my years, I have learned that life will show you the path you need to walk. And although that path may not be easy, it is necessary. They say that the more gratitude you show in your life, the happier you'll be. So I'm going to take this time that I'm so lucky to have and I'm going to recognize the people that I love most. I only hope that after the ceremony today, the rest of the class of 2020 would consider talking to their loved ones and say their part of gratitude. Without these two and all of their numerous sacrifices, I wouldn't be standing before you today. My father and mother, John and Anita Imshoff, serve as both my unbreakable support system and unwavering role models. I owe everything I am or will be to them. My mother, as many of you know, is a tireless worker and is always dedicated to her work and students. There were nights I woke up at 2 in the morning to get a drink, and she'd be sitting in the living room hard at work, having not slept a wink. Nobody asked her to do that. She just did. And although I would like her to take better care of herself sometimes, I couldn't be prouder. She is the strongest woman that I know. My dad, although he seems tough and rough, is really just a great big teddy bear that I can hug whenever I need him. And if he hasn't already, he will probably bawl his eyes out at least 10 times just at the mere thought of me graduating. I feel incredibly lucky to have a father as amazing as him. I really do feel lucky. The journey I've chosen to take certainly isn't the easiest one, but each time I've expressed any form of distress in my studies, or I've overloaded myself as I am apt to do, I always have a safe net to fall back on, and that's thanks to my parents' dedication to me and the pursuit of my dreams. When I think back on all the fun parts of my childhood, my siblings, Kayla and Harrison, were always there. From wiffle ball in the backyard to makeovers in our room, my siblings were always my source of happiness. Through the eyes of the little sister, I got to witness my sister fight and work hard for everything she has. She is the smartest and kindest woman that I know, and I am so proud to be her sister. One of my favorite memories of her is when she showed up at a football game my freshman year. My friends saw her before I did, and they grabbed me and said, "Oh my God, is that your sister? She looks exactly like you." And that is the best compliment I can ever receive, because my sister is so beautiful. I truly am lucky to have an amazing sister like her, but I'm also extremely lucky to have my genius brother around, even though he does dumb things like attach a llama figurine to the front bumper of the car or eat Oreo soup. Truthfully though, I aspire to be just like him. Because he played baseball, I played softball. Because he chose the number 7, I chose the number 7. Because he was the salutatorian of his class, I worked as hard as I could to meet him there. And coincidentally enough, I'm going to his alma mater. Through and through, I have always been the annoying little sister following my valiant brother everywhere, just so I could be even an ounce like him. I love these two more than anything, and their guidance is why I'm here today. Thank you both so much. I have one more person who is so dear to my heart, someone who looked at me and saw a lifelong friend. This is for my best friend, Tara Dooley. What she and I have, I just know it's unique. 8 years of learning and growing together, 8 years of always being by each other's side, no questions asked. Trying times are always easier when you have a ride or die relationship, and you've saved me more times than you even know, Tara. Someday in the far future, we're going to be little old ladies who make fun of the young people who pass by. There's not a better future I can imagine to share with a kindred soul like yours, so thank you. Thank you for all the times you've made me laugh, let me cry, teach me math in a way I can understand, for all of it. But most importantly, thank you for sharing your childhood with me, and I hope we can share adulthood together as well. Lastly, I'd like to thank the organizations that have welcomed me with open arms. 5 years I've been with the marching band. That's 5 years of dehydrating out in the sun, 5 years memorizing new shows and stand tunes, 5 years of laughs, and the best part, 5 years of hearing Mr. Kading's ridiculous stories about chicken wings and car analogies. Throughout that time, I have made some amazing friends who always stood by my side and believed in me when I wasn't strong enough to do so. And no matter how much doubt I experienced, everyone always had faith in me. And that's why I'm here today. Drum major, all region, state solo and ensemble, even salutatorian. None of it would have been possible if I didn't have the entire band pushing me forward. To the underclassmen who I got to watch grow into stronger musicians, to the leadership team who always worked hard for a better program with me, to my peers who never let senioritis infect them, and to Mr. Kading, who put his heart and soul into this beautiful program. Thank you. Thank you so much. I never would have made it without you. I will always be yours. I can look back and say with absolute certainty that the best decision I could have made for myself was joining debate. I was first introduced to their crazy world when I joined a trip with them for Region UIL. Ms. Kubicek, bless her heart, said I would be a perfect fit for the program. Initially, I doubted myself, but sure enough, I joined anyway, and I am so glad I did. This tight-knit family hurriedly opened their doors to me and showed me extreme levels of love and support right off the bat. One of the many lessons I learned during my brief time in debate was to fail. And although that seems strange, it is the most valuable thing I've taken away from high school. To fall and fall hard, only to get up and try again, is what makes us stronger. And lost round after lost round, I was becoming a stronger debater, until one day, all my partner and I were seeing were wins. We even made it to cross-examination state our first year. Falling down hurts, and sometimes it hurts so bad we just want to tap out and stay down. But once we get up, whether by ourselves or with the help of friends and family, we're automatically stronger people for getting up and continuing. I would have never learned this without my friends in debate and the strong leadership of Mrs. Kubicek. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You all have a bright future ahead of you, and I hope you'll allow me to come back and watch you all succeed. Class of 2020, we did not get here alone. We may forever be the first Corona class, but we are special. For a moment, please take a look around you. You may see family and friends, mentors and teachers. All of them worked tirelessly to help get us to graduation day. So at some point, please thank them. Through both failure and success, we begin the next phase of our journey. I hope that you experience many successes, and even more, I hope that you are all brave enough to fail, and that when you do, because you will, you pick yourself up and continue on with your journey. Wherever you are headed, I hope that Lake Worth High School carries a warm memory in your heart.
The valedictorian for the class of 2020 is Mr. Kobe Martinez. Kobe is the son of Mario Haro. Kobe will attend the University of North Texas. Although he is undecided for a major at this time, he will most likely choose a field in science. Throughout high school, Kobe was actively involved in culinary arts and UIL academics. Kobe is a 4-year member of the National Honor Society. In fact, he served as both the vice president and president of the Lake Worth High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Throughout his time at Lake Worth High School, Kobe has amazed his teachers and fellow students with his academic ability and intelligence. I've had many conversations with Kobe recently. One time he told me that everyone thinks he must be really smart because he's the valedictorian. Kobe is very humble about himself. He said to me, "I'm really not that smart. I'm just responsible." Well, I agree with Kobe that he is very responsible and he works really hard. However, if you spend some time with Kobe, you will find that he is one of the smartest, most intelligent young men you will ever have the privilege to know. Best of all, he is one of the kindest young men with tremendous character that you will ever know. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Lake Worth High School, the Lake Worth ISD Administration and Board of Trustees, Lake Worth Independent School District bestows its highest honor, that of valedictorian for the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kobe Martinez.
We entered high school as naive kids who didn't know what to expect. Adventure, drama, and heartbreak were all in our minds as we came in for our first day of class. I mean, AP Bio was fun. I would say it was an adventure. For me, drama is pretty insignificant when you think about it. And the only heartbreak I ever experienced was getting a 92 in Miss Foster's freshman English class. High school is nothing like the movies, and that's an understatement. However, I would say it's a lot better than how the media portrays it, because frankly, everything those fictional characters do seems unrealistic and exhausting. It's going to take a lot more for me not to cry during this speech, because I'm going to miss all of the wonderful teachers I've had over the years. They were an instrumental part of my motivation to try my best in everything I did. Well, that and my nagging insecurities about not being good enough, but that's a talk I should save for the psychologist's office. They also provided me with emotional support, which I am extremely grateful for. I want to thank Mrs. Wilborn for always cheering me up each day that I walked through her classroom door. I would say that I'm a pretty happy person already, but I felt genuinely even happier while she was in the room. I don't know how that's possible, but I promise. She has the power to make the grumpiest kids smile. I'm sure that's her bright personality, and it will impact every person that is blessed to have her as a teacher in the future. This was a while ago, but I very vividly remember the first day of school. It wasn't very fun, since back then I wasn't one who took too kindly to change. However, the only class I felt comfortable in was Coach Palmer's, now Mrs. Grant, pre-AP biology class. I felt like it was the only class where I had some sort of handle on. This was because everything she taught us was interesting, at least I thought so. I was blessed to have her again for AP biology, which was a blast. I specifically liked when she would lecture us about a certain topic we were learning about. Thanks to her, I found a love for science that I didn't know I had. Well, I could go on forever reminiscing about everything. I remember pulling a spiral out of my backpack and everyone thinking I passed gas in Coach Palmer's class. I remember dropping my glass Pokemon water bottle in Mrs. Lukeman's English class and attracting attention to myself. I remember dropping all of the flower beads in Mrs. Wilborn's class after using them as pie weights. And I remember all the times I was overzealous about the correct French pronunciation of a word in all of my classes, from l'hôpital and le châtelier to les affaires, and all of the French vocabulary in culinary arts, like entrée, bain-marie, boulanger, pâtisserie. I could honestly go on forever. I remember at least thinking about the correct way of pronouncing a word, even if I didn't say it, which I recognize is kind of annoying. I'm so sorry about that. I also want to thank my mom for letting me focus on school. I spent so much time during the week studying that I know she still thinks I was just making up excuses to not help more around the house. She could have forced me to do other things to help her out, but she didn't. I know we all kind of complain about how flawed our parents are, but in the end, they'll never stop being those who raised us and bestowed upon us the gift of life. Besides, nobody's perfect. We shouldn't penalize people for being human. I have learned that perfection is something that exists only in our imagination. Over the years, I pressured myself to always strive for perfection, but in the process, I noticed that I was becoming miserable. I only ever saw the negative aspects of things or what I lacked. However, one day after doing some profound introspection, I realized that complaining is something we like to do when in fact we have it so much better than so many other people. We should be grateful for having a fully functioning body, a roof over our heads, nourishment, access to an education, friends, and so many other things. Think of what it would be like to not have one of the essentials I just mentioned. It would be horrible. And here we are complaining about having homework. That pales in comparison to having something like a terminal illness. By being aware that it's impossible to be perfect, we learn to appreciate what we have. Now, every time I feel like complaining, I take a breath of fresh air, and I think of how good it is to be alive. Most say that we will not end up talking to a lot of people from high school. Even if that's the case, we have some shared trauma, and that should count for something. Although I'm sad that this part of my life is over, I'm excited for what is to come. There's a whole world of opportunities waiting for us. I say, let's make the most of the time we have left in this world, all while still following strict social distancing guidelines for now. And
To the 2020 class of Lake Worth High School.
The Lake Worth ISD Board of Trustees wants to congratulate each of you for your accomplishments.
Although your senior year has ended in a difficult circumstance,
this is still a very special time for all of you.
Throughout these trying times, you have not been forgotten.
Over the last several weeks, you have been in our thoughts and prayers.
And we want you to know you are special to all of us.
Although you are graduating, you will always be bullfrogs.
You are now the newest members of the Lake Worth High School alumni.
We wish you all the very best as you transition into the next chapter of your lives.
Regardless of your plans after graduation,
Always remember
that you are worth it.
You're worth it.
You are worth it.
Worth it.
Worth it.
worth it.
you are worth it.
Kobe Martinez.
Crystal Lane Imsoff.
Tara Nicole Dooley. Bianca Abigail Perez. Abigail Elena Cerna. Yareli Ortega. Jesus Alberto Ramirez. Angel Daniel Montalano. Jabran Jose Hernandez. Anna Patricia Salas.
Jeffrey Acosta.
Alyssa Joali Aguilera. Elsa Beatrice Alas. Alejandra Alonso. Gabriel Zaret Alvarado.
Usamah Rahman Anderson. Luis Arista.
Joseph Isaiah Aratia.
Clarissa Brianna Arredondo. Richard Arredondo. Tianna Laine Barber. Tyanna Simone Barber.
Javier Barron. Michelle Leanna Garcia. Amaria Dene Bates.
Kaylee Bauer. Quinn Goydian Maclir Baumann.
Kristen Elizabeth Becerra. Cassie May Bell. Jakedrick Malik Erdo. Dakota Bogart Cates. Maishan Alexander Bowie. Haley Alexis Buchanan.
Jardarius Markie Buchanan Ford.
Edgar Alexis Caballero. Sherilyn Caceres Perez. Richard Cody Campbell.
Annette Marie Campos.
Trinidad Isabel Canto. Maribel Haley Carvajal. Destiny Carter.
Sergio Charles Castorena Jr.
Dominic Anthony Caberniccio.
Berenize Ceniceros Hernandez.
Tania Tyra Chambers. Jaden Alexandria Clark. Jose Guadalupe Corona.
Sean Kalu Dagnino Baharas. Aaron Lee Dowdy.
Juan Antonio De La Paz, Jr. Fernando Jr. De La Rosa. Yadier Manuel de Paz Leon. Richard Don Delgado. Cornicia Jatasia Dunn. Aaliyah Escobedo.
Yes, ma'am! Yes, ma'am! That's my sister! Yes, ma'am!
Iberia Alexandria Espana.
Dante Alexander Esparza.
Sochi Figueroa Salas. Tremaine Marquise Forrest.
Saquon Wanya Fortune.
Adrian Frias.
Good job!
Isaac Garcia.
Jessica Benita Garcia. Melissa Garcia. Roberto Joseph Garcia. Yasmin Nicole Garcia.
Adrian Yasid Garzon Quintero.
Cassandra Mercedes Gonzalez. Mariela Gonzalez. Maria Gonzalez Delgado.
Armenio Redell Gordon.
Sergio Gavea. Rico George Grimaldo. Jacob Cruz Guerrero. Leo Merced Guerrero.
Karen Michelle Gutierrez.
Oscar Joel Gutierrez. Adriana Alicia Guzman. Jocelyn Andrea Guzman.
Curtis Lee Hamilton.
Davion Marquise Haynes. Jesse Michaela Haynes. Amy Elizabeth Hernandez. Joe Cruz Hernandez.
Jonathan Hernandez.
Cassandra Hernandez. Noah Julian Ray Hernandez. Shaeen Holman.
Emily Faith Horton.
Sebastian Cole Hunt. Alejandro Robert Hurtado. Alexis Renee Hudson. Daniela Clarabelle Pizaguirre. Terrell Dante Jackson. Asia Kennedy Johnson. Victoria Laco Johnson Sanchez. Braden Scott Johnston.
Justin Francisco Juarez.
Kiara Nicole Landaverde.
Alyssa Kristian Lopez.
Adriana Lizette Lavano.
Gerald John Luna. Samantha Macias.
Stephanie Macias.
Raymond Malone. David Dena Mande.
Maurice Marcial. Victoria Rose Marine. Natalia Genesis Marquez. Fatima Del Carmen Martinez.
Jasmine Martinez.
Julian Mario Martinez. Brianne Dawn McNeil.
Nathaniel Medrano. Eduardo Mendez. Enrique Mendez.
Josefina Mendoza. Gracie May Molina. Brittany Land Montoya.
Prince Adolf Montuelo.
Desiree Joni Morales.
Said Osvaldo Maru Veloz. Alexia Munoz.
Theo Triumphant Morankin.
Mauricio Ojeda.
Sarah Emina Ortega. Gabriela Guadalupe Ortiz.
Nicholas Ortiz.
Gerald Carolina Pacheco.
Mara Lima Page.
Ashley Elizabeth Palacios. Samantha Panuco Alvarez.
Caslin Aaliyah Parchman.
Jalissa Mingine Parker.
Kristian Micah Pate.
Caleb Michael Pearson. Sophia Yvette Perez. Sydney Simone Phillips. Alyssa Nicole Ponce. Morgan Louise Quiet. Brianna Celeste Ramirez.
Gerald Wayne Ramirez.
Alondra Damatis Rangel. Lindsay Rangel. Nadia Michelle Reed.
Victor Noe Reyes. Garrett Riley Robertson.
Carlos Esteban Rodriguez.
Gabriel Matthew Rodriguez.
Jacqueline Jaquez Roman. Itzel Romero. Alex Alfredo Rosado.
Diego Armando Rosas.
Ezekiel Salas. Jonathan Alexander Salcedo. Juan Salinas. Aiden James Salvar. Malachi Metrez Scott. Wesley Cole Seiler. Maria Servin. Amanda Brianna Sloan. Kyla Dene Span. Addison Lee Stout. Anita Bianca Cardenas. Devany Marie Suarez. Elena Mariah Duran. Ashante Sanaya Thomas.
Angel James Terrinia.
Alize Nicole Torres.
Let's go!
Priscilla Marari Trejo.
Chris Angel Uriel Stegui.
Consuela Uwase. Alexander Velazquez. Jaziel Ruby Villegas. Madison Claire Vincent. Ariana Lachey Wallace.
Jacinda Callie Ward.
Devin Lee Webster. Austin William Westbrook. Elizabeth Julane Williams. Tristan Andrew Charles Wright. Elijah David Young. Zoe Precious Young. Lena Diana Zamaripa. Aline Zamaron. Liliana Noemi Zamora. Alondra Zerto.